What's the role of family and culture in our spiritual journey and development?
Actually, this question is coming, as far as I feel it, coming from the idea that spirituality is something different from the life which we do. If we have deep attention and continue sustaining the attention, then our life will have a different quality. As we are very much distracted, we usually don't understand anything. We get affected with every little thing that comes on the way of living. And that is normal for all human beings. And then it breeds pain and pleasure. When pain and pleasure are there, we prefer pleasure to pain. And so we find means for getting into pleasure and try to put down the pain. And if there is pain, that will be followed by pleasure, and pleasure will be followed by pain. Both are part of the same thing. We cannot, like the other side of the coin. So if you want to take the coin, you have to take both the sides. There's no other way. But if we wanted to get out of this pain pleasure continuum, we need to have an absolute focus in finding what is the cause that creates the problem. Unless we find it out, we remain in the pain pleasure continuum. And so it is very, very important for a person who wants to settle and wants to be peaceful, needs to know this, needs to generate the absolute alertness to understand our life. Whether we are married or whether we are living a relationship or whether we have children or all the difficulties of life, doesn't matter, because all the time we are exposed to a moment, a small moment. And then what we usually do is we go on thinking about the results of what we are doing. We have few anxieties about future and prick of conscience about things that has happened in the past. So we are very confused in this way. Whereas the life proceeds through moment by moment by moment. If we want to know our life, we have to have that focus. To get into the focus, we need to have an absolute relaxation. It is not that you should not do anything. You have to keep yourself calm and alert. That's the secret of it. So when we have the calmness and alertness, it's a strange combination. One is alert, the other is calm. So we will never be lazy in whatever we are confronting with or we are doing or facing in our life. When once you have that kind of a quality of life, then you will understand what's happening. Whether it is family life or whether it is spirituality, so-called spirituality, or so-called religious rituals and so on. usually, unfortunately, I should say, we don't have that focus. As we don't have this focus, we don't understand anything. We understand a little bit of something, but never understand something fully. So always knowledge remains aloof from us. And that is the problem actually. Suppose if a person is willing to get married, it's an institution actually. Marriage has become an institution. A man and a woman living together. And in olden times, we didn't have the security. And so that security need to be assured. So we have created a ritual around it so that the woman will be safe, the man will be safe, they can be together and they can have a life. And as part of their living, they could have children and a family, and the purpose of the species will be continued, the sustenance of the species. And then along, when two people are living together under one common roof, a lot of troubles can pop up. And then we need to know why these troubles are popping up, from where it is coming. More than why, from where it is coming. A person in the wedlock, we say wedlock, is saying something, and the listener, which is the partner, don't understand. And then the person who understands things are understanding in a completely, maybe in a different way. And what is communicated is not going through. Understanding is based on what one knows already in his mind. So it is very difficult to make another one understand what you really feel, how you think, or what you want. It's so difficult to understand. So there comes a lot of difficulties and misunderstanding. And then passion binds them together. We are pleasure hunting beings. So in relationship, the natural instinct of or inclination to get into passion and the ecstasy of passion are there as a possibility. And so people look for that. But the very base of that is two people in a relationship needs to be so relaxed, calm, relaxed, and feel oneself in the other one and the other one in the other one, understanding each other fully. And there is no possibility for that actually, because we were conditioned in a completely different ways. A person who is growing in a particular culture is marrying to another person who is brought up in a completely different culture, but generally it is in India or maybe elsewhere in the world. But the particular culture is different. So when you try to communicate something to the other one, they may not understand because the corresponding content is not there in their mind. So misunderstanding comes, sorrow comes, and we often hear this problem when people make their dialogues. How many times I said this to you? You never understand me. This is a big sorrow. You try to make another one understand, and you may not understand, the other one also may not understand. So it is so important for a person to understand why this is happening in this way. Is there another alternative whereby you can understand each other? So one has to actually look what is the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem lies in the process of thinking. To be more specific, the cause of the problem lies in our thought. Thought comes from the memory. Memory comes from the past experiences. As we are brought up in different conditions, certainly our contents are different. The thought which is coming up in my mind may not be understood by somebody else in the same way as I feel it. So we go on trying to communicate this to our feelings to somebody else, and they don't understand. There, there is always trouble in relationship. So once when you look deeply into yourself, you could understand the cause of the issue. The cause of the issue lies in your thought. So then you have to understand that. For understanding, you need to have proper focus. So we have to train ourselves to get into the relaxation and focus. That is actually the basic ingredients of meditation. Then that will be there in our life. So whatever is happening, there will be a corresponding movement that is going on in the mind. And that is understood then and there. It is not a process of analysis and synthesis which I am proposing. It is a process of direct observation. Stay there, directly feel it. The content of our mind may have a lot of things, but our feelings are the same. When you feel sorrow, and if I happen to see the sorrow which is expressed by you, it will touch us, it will touch me. When you are very compassionate with me, I feel it. When you are joyful, I feel. When you are very grief-stricken, I feel it. When you are angry, I feel it. Without the intervention of the rational process. Unfortunately, we human beings are so much surrendered to the rational program. Thereby, we have lost the sensibility to feel things. In a relationship, feeling is more important than thinking. When a child is born here, a very small infant, born, newborn, as soon as the small one comes out of the mother's body, the feeling is to search and find the body of the mother. It's feeling, it's not thinking. A simple feeling, the warmth of the mother, the heartbeat of the mother. This is what gave comfort and solace for the whole growing process of the small one. And now the small one is pushed out. Naturally, it looks for being together. So the child looks for the mother and it creeps and crawls and reaches the belly of the mother if you don't take the child away. And finally, it finds the breast of the mother. The child got back into the known. He was pushed out to an unknown world, but he's or she's getting back into the warmth, into the heartbeat of the mother, and then finding actually the lost comfort, the security. It's all feelings, no thinking. And when the child finds it, the child rests there in the belly of the mother, in the breast of the mother, getting the heartbeat which the child is very familiar with. Are we not looking for all these things? The warmth, company, companionship, togetherness, security, pleasure, joy. What else we are looking? This is the basis of a family. It's not money. It is not like wealth or 30 kilograms of gold. It's not. It's feelings, comfort, security, warmth. This is what we are looking for. Everybody is looking for this. We are growing like this. And then the social conditionings have changed it. The whole scene became something else. And this is the normal plan. We cannot, what I was saying is like a dream, but it is a reality, but we have lost it. And we are looking whether there is a possibility for us to get back into that source, which we have lost. Everybody is looking for that. When a child is growing, and as he is slowly trained by the society, he has a really big tension, big stress all the time because of the conditioning. The child starts to reject everything which he cannot feel. But the society pushes the child to become part of the society. I'm not saying it is you should go against that, but you just simply observe, you can see. So when we are pushed out in this way, I remember small infant children in my family, in my own family, when we slowly keep the child into the bathroom for the normal things to do when the child is 1.5 years old or 1 year old, slowly training. The child is alone in a small closed room. And the child is really upset. This is how we train the child. I'm not saying that it is bad. It should be done in this way, but are we careful? Do we know what we are doing? We keep the child there. The child is alone in a closed room and he's looking, and then his thinking mind starts to work. And then he plans a lot of things. I remember my child, when she was there in the bathroom, she was calling me several times. I went there. And then I asked, have you finished? And the child said, yes. And when I came there closer, she was smiling. See, the mind, the acting mind is developing. The rational mind is developing. And fine planning is developing in the mind. And slowly, they become very corrupt. Corrupt in the sense, leaving the feeling side into the rational thinking side. And we are driven by our head in this way. And with a lot of things, a lot of ideas, a lot of cultural things, everything is there in the mind. And we are going to share our life with another person having a completely different set of things. But we want to get into togetherness, warmth, security. We are looking for it, but we don't know how to be. Because already we are heavily loaded with a lot of things. So how to forget all these things and be spontaneous? When we are together with another person, if we are holding on our own views, ideas, our own conditionings and everything, we will never get contact with the other one. We live our own world when we are with another one. This is what happens in family, in relationships. We live our world and we want the other one to dance in tune with what you propose. Nothing works. It is a spontaneous thing. The life is spontaneous. Moment by moment it is advancing. But never we are there. We are meddling with the past. We are meddling with the past information, the conditionings. And thereby we never get contact with the next one who is nearby you. And if we live like that, certainly there will be a lot of misunderstanding. There is a lot of suffering. We try to live hell. And then some momentary passion or something like that, that you feel, oh, life is okay, my life has become like this, what to do? And the life become a burden for people. So it is so important for everybody to get into the source of the problem. The source of problem lies in our conditionings as well as in our thought. When once you identify this, then you understand how to not get corrupted by your thought. And when it happens, our family will be fine family. Otherwise, it will be a troublesome family. Children who are born out of troublesome families can create a lot of havoc and troubles in this world. And so we cannot expect a world, a beautiful world, where we can live together, share together, enjoy together. Everything is there in this world, but we don't see and we don't act accordingly. Instead, we create a hell around us. This is what's happening. So in family life or in whatever life which you are going ahead with, it is important for you to actually relax yourself, look into yourself, see the cause of the issue. The cause of the issue lies in your thought, in your thinking. And then stay there, watch intensely when you are not corrupted by your thinking process. And that is the training that everybody has to take in a family. And family is a great possibility for understanding yourself. Every moment in the family, a lot of things are showing up. Thereby, we understand that we are not settled at all. So the other one is a master who continuously shows you the unsettled part of you. When you understand that, you have no trouble with your partner or with your family people. You have gratitude for showing all your troubles at every moment of your family life. Thereby, you grow, they grow. You grow and they look at you and they transform. And then you will have a beautiful family. And your cultural setting will be a completely different cultural setting because it's a new culture which you introduced into your life, which is the culture of finding yourself, not projecting yourself, instead finding yourself. There will be a big possibility for us to have a beautiful life here. If you don't do it, and if you try to cure the issue outwardly, we create a great mess and then remorse, a lot of prick of conscience. sorrow. That's the end of the life. And so it is very important for all of us to actually look into the cause, find the cause. The cause lies in your thinking program, in your thought, which comes from the conditioning and the past. So as soon as a thought is coming or something is coming, be vigilant. Look, stay with it. Don't go for analysis. Don't make any judgments, but feel it. When you feel the sorrow and tears of your partner, certainly you will feel, and you will also feel the same. We have certain neurons in our brain called empathy neurons. When you cry, I cannot avoid crying. I simply cry. So it sympathizes with every being, every animal. We have certain neurons. And because of the thinking process, we have really stopped almost the functioning of this empathy neurons in our brain. And finally, we become very aggressive being. And we are looking for every small thing based on utility. There is no utility here. We live together, we share together. It's seemingly an ideal, but it is not. It is the actual thing, but it's not working now. So it became an ideal, unfortunately. So go into yourself, look into your source, find the cause of the issue, stay there. You will be calm, you will be spontaneous, and then you will express yourself with no inhibition of any kind. And you will be very clean and open so that the other one will certainly recognize you. This possibility is always there. This is all what I can say. Don't try to cure issues outwardly. Try to cure issues inwardly. Then there will be a big possibility for a better world. Thank you.